lot less stuff here than before.
It's good to see you all here in one piece. I know you must have a lot of questions, but let Koichi check you over first. It's best not to let any lingering effects of the Abyss go untreated.
Thank goodness you made it back. I came here as soon as the Pyro Archon told me about your plan. Take a seat, everybody. I'll examine you one by one. All right, that should do it for now. But just to be safe, I'll perform another checkup in a couple of days. I have to say, though, I've never seen anyone react to the Abyss like you, Traveler. It's like you're completely immune to its power.
He always has been special like that. He can even purify its power. Wait, now that you...
Given the current situation, that ability will likely play a great role in the events to come.
Of course. I still have patience.
Thank you, Koichi.
All right, all right. We might not see eye to eye. Just give it time. I'm sure we'll figure...
Yeah.
All right. There's so much to discuss, I don't even know where to begin. You've seen it for yourselves now. I'll get straight to the point. Natlan is on the verge of destruction. It's very possible our nation has less than a year before total devastation.
Huh? No.
That's right. But I've only ever disclosed that fact to the handful of people. Our looming destruction is not a recent development, but the inevitable conclusion of the disaster the Abyss initiated.
Mulan told us a little bit about that.
500 years ago, all the nations of Teyvat were invaded by the Abyss. Unlike the other nations, Natlan never had stable and deep-rooted ley lines, so we suffered the worst of the invasion. The battle against the Abyss was exceedingly long and brutal. In the end, victory came at the cost of our civilization and countless lives. Even then, it took centuries of solving the disasters caused by the Abyss to finally achieve the peace we know today. And still, this is but a superficial victory. The forces of the Abyss have merely been driven back underground. Their threat to Natlan remains as real as ever.
I'd never have guessed.
The problems plaguing the Night Kingdom are all the more complicated because that realm is essentially functioning as Natlan's ley lines. Immediately after the war, our calculations estimated that we would have a maximum of 500 years before the Night Kingdom was completely lost to the Abyss. But at that time, we were a nation of the destitute. Our people no longer believed in victory, nor did they hold hope for the future. Our civilization was dying, our faith crumbling, and the line of power passed down from the Wayab nearly severed. If we didn't bring the nation back together, it would be foolish to even dream of defeating the Abyss in the future. So, the Archon had a long and involved discussion with the heroes of each tribe, and finally came up with a 500-year-long plan to save Natlan.
So that's what happened. After finding Kachina, I encountered a strange figure who gave me a series of new memories. Since the plan was mentioned in those memories, I guess I've been chosen to play an important role in it. But there's still something I don't understand. Those memories showed me the Pyro Archon from back then. And it was you. Huh? But that doesn't make any sense! The Pyro Archon is supposed to be human. It's impossible for a human to live that long.
That's right. The hardest thing for humans to overcome has always been time. Or rather, the natural limitations of our lifespan. A god can extend a human's life by using a certain amount of divine power, or subjecting them to a curse. But, as we all know, Natlan doesn't have gods like that. We can only rely on our own methods. A human life is like a flame destined to be extinguished. 500 years ago, I placed my life within the sacred flame. Only by dying before my time could I have the chance to wake up again.
So, in other words, this is your second life?
Yes. We only managed to defeat the Abyss all those years ago because the tribes came together as one. If the Natlan of the future was to have a fighting chance, the Pyro Archons that came after the war had to rebuild the decimated tribes. The goal was to reunite the people and restore the strength of each tribe's Wayab. Once a tribe was back to its full strength, the tribe's Wayab would select a hero, indicating the tribe was once again ready for war. The Chosen would then stand by my side in defense of our nation, just like great heroes of old, 500 years ago.
So that means I'm one of the Chosen?
That's right. You bear the ancient name Umoja, the same one held by the hero from your tribe 500 years ago. It means unity. After your adventure in the Night Kingdom, I trust you've come to fully understand.
So in other words, you always knew who the Wayab were going to pick from each tribe?
Yes. According to the plan, each tribe was supposed to have been fully restored by the time I awoke. But something went wrong along the way. The 6 heroes successfully inherited the ancient names from 500 years ago, but the intel regarding the plan wasn't passed on to them. Once again, it comes down to the deterioration of the Night Kingdom. Communication between the Sacred Flame and the Wayab has been blocked.
Just like how the Ode of Resurrection failed to bring Kachina back.
Exactly. It's just another tactic the Abyss is using against us. The Abyss may not possess intelligence, but its methods certainly aren't easy to counter. If we want to unblock that information from being passed on, my presence alone isn't enough. The ancient name-bearer must establish a greater connection to their name. So, I've tried my best to help them from the sidelines. Currently, Shilonen of the Children of Echoes, Kinich of the Scions of the Canopy, and Iansan of the Collective of Plenty have all been acknowledged by their names. During your adventure, you too earned the acknowledgement of your Wayab, Mualani. In the process, you gained the memories stored within your name.
But we have less than a year!
Yes, but we have no choice. We cannot start the plan until all the heroes have been gathered. That's also why I haven't been able to take action despite the urgency of the situation.
But if you knew this whole time, why didn't you just tell me about my role in all this? Wouldn't that make everything go a lot faster?
Perhaps, but the opposite could also be true. Knowing your destiny too early could mean failing to realize your full potential. Just like your determination to save Kachina, I hope your commitment to this endeavor comes from your own strength of will, rather than a sense of obligation.
So I suppose you're not going to tell us who the final 2 heroes are then?
That's right. Their time is yet to come. Putting pressure on them beforehand will only hinder their development. I can only trust in the judgment of the Wayab. I have never believed I could solve this crisis alone. In fact, it was precisely because I chose to trust and rely on others that Natlan's salvation lies not in its Archon or any singular individual, but in us all. You're quite perceptive, aren't you? I thought I might get away with avoiding the topic.
Huh? Oh, right! All the stuff you stored here before, where did it all go?
Even though I sacrificed my power, I still needed a contingency plan to ensure you would make it back from the Night Kingdom. After all, I was the one who allowed you to take that risk, and Mualani has an important role to play in my plan. In addition to their sentimental value, the items I stored here held a much more important purpose.
Fuel? So back then, that's why you...
Yes. The stories embodied by those items are certainly important, but there's an even more significant trait they all share. Every item belonged to a hero of Natlan. Over time, they became imbued with a certain amount of contending fire from being carried in battle. On their own, each item's power is limited, but together their combined effect can prove quite useful in a dire situation. By burning those items, I was able to activate the contending fire stored within them to open the boundary between the two worlds. It was a rather crude approach, so all their power was depleted in an instant, as you can see.
But aren't they all precious treasures? What about their stories?
That's exactly why I dragged you all here. No matter what, I never wanted the Pyro Archon to have to use that power. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You have nothing to be sorry for. You all deserve my thanks, actually. If you hadn't saved the totem pole, that area of the Night Kingdom would have been forever, and then it would only be a matter of time before the Children of Echoes was met with disaster. Besides, when those heroes entrusted their belongings to me, or the Pyro Archon of their time, if they knew those items helped save the present-day heroes of Natlan, they would not—
Even when you put it that way, I still feel bad.
There's no need. Remember what I told you about the people and the events of the past are never truly lost to us. If you still have regrets, let them fuel your resolve in the battle. Your deeds will become new legends and nurture new forms of power.
Well, we'd still like to return the favor.
Well, if that's the case, just treat me to a drink sometime. Now that Kachina has returned, we can finally hold the victory feast and celebrate your team's triumph in the Night Warden Wars. And we could all use the rest, that's for sure. Plus, you'll be able to silence everyone who doubted you once and for all, Kachina.
Still, now that I know the danger we're facing...
Try not to let it get to you. It's important to stay calm. All right, you should head out.
When I was young, I used to sit by the hot springs and listen to the stories of warriors from all over Natlan. They attract people from all walks of life. Friends come easy here, no matter what tribe you're from. The people of the springs have never claimed the hot springs as their own private property. They are there to bring all hot spring buddies together. It's been really nice, seeing the children of my tribe get older. It's helped me gradually understand the true value of the springs. I've witnessed their energy, their determination, their absolute passion for life. Even when they cause trouble, I never managed to hold on to my anger. I'm certain Mualani will become a great warrior when she grows up. One day, when I'm no longer in fighting form, I'll come here and tell stories to all the children. So, you better get busy, Pyro Archon, or I'll end up running out of stories.
Our nation is engulfed in darkness. Our tribes stand divided, and yet you promise victory in the distant future. The Abyss is a cunning enemy, one that I faced in battle many times. Were that not the case, I would never understand exercising this degree of caution. My rage will never know absolution. then my power will no longer aid you in victory. But you came to me because you knew you could convince me with just a single sentence. I understand your choice. The heroes of today will forge the path ahead with blood and fire. Just remember to earn us the victory we are owed. Otherwise, rest assured, I'll find a way to collect the debt. For Natlan.
So, you're gonna head 500 years in the future to serve as the Pyro Archon again? But what about the you from right now? You're just gonna die?
You can't ask her those questions and expect her to answer, my dear. The decision is hers to make, and she deserves our support. We will do everything we can to rebuild the tribes. Don't you worry. Even across time, we will all do our part to fight for Natlan's future.
Yeah, Mom's right. We'll always believe in you, sis. Oh, seriously though, Dad should be here. Where is he?
I imagine he didn't know what to say, so he chose not to come at all. Don't take it to heart, my dear. That's just who he is. Just remember, no matter what happens in the future, we will always love you.
I'll come find you one day. I know I can't live that long, but I'll think of something. There has to be a way for us to meet again one day. If there's an answer out there somewhere, I'm gonna find it. So, don't forget about me.
If that's your decision, then you have my full support, Archon.
May our children live to see such a lovely son.
For Natlan!
No one fights alone. The rules are my legacy. They shall grant us the strength to overcome the next tragedy.
War forged the 6 tribes, taught us how to fight, instilled in us what it means to love.
Who will be the one to bring this to an end?
We are the inheritors of memory and legend. Those who grew alongside sun and wind. Those who forged our own destiny and future. That is Natlan's fire. The lifeblood of our nation.
You here for the victory feast too?
Oh, no. I knew Chaska would be here, so I just came to deliver some medicine. I was about to leave, actually. It's not that I don't want to celebrate Kachina and the others. I'm so glad she made it back. It's just... Well, I'll make...
Ah, well, you two had a fight, so Paimon can understand.
She didn't cause any trouble during your trip, right?
Yeah, she was super helpful. She gave us a lot of useful information about the Abyss.
That's good. That's all I needed to know.
Is there a reason you asked? You were pretty outspoken when we first met, but now it's like you're holding something back.
Maybe it seemed unreasonable, picking that fight with her before you left, but I did it for a reason. Her impulse to fight is extremely strong. Her mental strength helps her rein it in, but she still loses control sometimes. I had no idea what you might face.
So what you're saying is...
Okay, so maybe it sounds a little stupid, but it works pretty well. Anyway, I'm just glad you were able to make it back safe and sound. That's all I wanted.
What? Do you really have to go that far?
No way. Chaska never opens up about her own pain, especially to her family. She can't learn about this. I appreciate the understanding, and don't worry. I'll find a way to help her ease this burden. Anyway, I need to get going. Enjoy the celebration. Oh, and if you ever need a doctor, you know who to find.
Huh. Who would have thought there was a deeper reason behind their arguing? In the end, it's all the Abyss's fault. Paimon's had enough of them.
Let's give a huge round of applause to our brave young warrior, Kachina! Woohoo!
Well done, Kachina. Thank you, everyone. I'm so glad I finally made it.
I always knew you could do it. With so much potential at your age, you have a great future ahead of you.
You're one to talk. Don't think I didn't know you were the first person to abandon your team. I'll be dealing with you when we get back.
I had no choice. My friend invited me. I couldn't just...
Oh, really? So you weren't just trying to get ahead in the...
I wasn't, I swear. I just happened to find that bearer injured in the wild. When he insisted on repaying the favor, what was I supposed to do? I'm just one person. I figured Kachina would have no trouble.
But the fact of the matter is that after your departure... I'm really sorry, Kachina. It was wrong of us to abandon you.
It's amazing that you still made it all the way through to the Night Warden Ward.
So, what up?
Our team captain drank too much the night before the competition and turned up late to the
Serves you all right.
Alright. There's no need to be like that, Uncle Pakal. Dear friends, firstly, I'm grateful to my friends and our great Archon for helping to bring me back. This traveler and his companion Paimon are some of the strongest people I've ever met. If they were allowed to participate in the pilgrimage, I have no doubt that they'd win the whole thing. They've agreed to let me learn from them. With their help, I believe I can become even stronger still. And let's not forget my good friends, Moalani, Chaska, Kanich, and Ayan-san. They all helped the Traveler and Paimon figure out a way to bring me back. They too deserve to be called our heroes. So, please give another round of applause for them. Thank you so much.
Well said!
I'll drink to that. How does it feel being a hero, Kachina?
To be honest, it's a bit overwhelming. It all just feels so... surreal. Well, you better get used to it! Next up, undefeated champion! Hey, please don't make fun of me.
Ah, you're here. Have some fruit juice. I got it specially for you two.
How did you know? That's Paimon's favorite!
You look like you've still got questions. Ask away. Because they had their own lives to live. The thought of telling them, abandon your families and everyone you love, and come with me to the end of time, for in 500 years Natlan will be destroyed, it seemed too cruel. You could just as easily point out that everything in this world would come to an end eventually. But life is short. Imagine if I said, let's leave right now, and go save the sun because it'll flame out in a few million years. It would sound quite ridiculous. I couldn't make them shoulder that burden with me. Besides, every generation will have its heroes, this one included. The plan could still work without them. Or, of course, without me. But since I was the one who came up with the plan, I felt
I'm suddenly remembering that portrait in your room. Was that your family from back then?
Yes, it was. So when you ask me who my sister grew up to be, the truth is that very little information survives. From what I've been able to piece together, I can conclude with a reasonable degree of confidence that she ended up as an architect, and she played an instrumental role in rebuilding the scions of the Canopy tribe, designing and building many houses. But of course, none of her buildings are around anymore. Still, it was an impressive achievement, and I'm very proud of her. You feel loss keenly. It seems to stir up feelings of regret in you. But this is something I have long since come to terms with. This is a war, and there can be no war without loss. I am already far more fortunate than those who lost their lives to the Abyss. The people of Natlan look to me as their Archon, and the weight of their expectations is mine to bear. I must see our fate through to the very end, no matter what I may find there.
Yeah, doesn't that mean the way everything ends has already been written, including your plan?
I suppose, but so what? Don't forget, time takes many forms. The past, present, and future coexist, and all are equally important. Even if the future ends in destruction, there's still no reason to give up on the here and now. And it's precisely because we humans cannot know our fate that we will never give up on our struggle. This is a pivotal moment. We are still 2 heroes short. Well, 3 to be precise. There's one further hero who I'm hoping to get on my side, whatever it takes. Your resistance to the corrupting power of the Abyss is truly remarkable. It would easily make you an all-important figure in the upcoming battle. If you agree to join us, you will not only gain my full support in your journey, but I will also forge a brand new ancient name for you.
Ancient names can be forged?
They can. Several strict conditions must be met, but if they couldn't be forged at all, then the number of them in circulation would have long dwindled to 0. Possessing an ancient name would mean that your adventures in Natlan are recorded in full. Your stories would be remembered by our people for all the years to come. The Ode of Resurrection may have temporarily lost its power, but still, take this as my personal guarantee that I shall never let you fall. Just like in the Night Kingdom, I will be there for you. That is a promise I will fulfill at all costs. This nation always honors its heroes.
Yeah, we can't just ignore the situation here.
Wonderful. Then I'll reach out to Shilonen right away. She's the one who will forge the name. We've never forged an ancient name for an Outlander before, but I trust she'll find a way.
My lord, we've received word that the Pyro Archon has lost much of her power. Although your injury complicates things, This is most certainly the opportune time to seize the Gnosis.
Victory and defeat are rules, not outcomes. I have never taken advantage of an opponent in a time of weakness, and I don't intend to start now. As for you, I must confess, I did not expect that little trick of yours to save the day.
No matter how dense the fog, as long as the sun remains, we cannot turn day into night. She could have dispelled it. She simply chose not to. You don't have much time, and you're injured on top of that. What do you plan to do next?
I'm beginning to see just how useful you may turn out to be. You heard something from here, didn't you?
Oh, something else you'd like to ask? Well, our intel suggests he hasn't made any new movements yet. Although Kenichi's investigation helped us confirm that he's being aided by someone from the Masters of the Nightwind. I'm getting closer to narrowing down who that may be, but it's still unclear whether this person aided the captain out of willingness or coercion. If you learn anything about this during your adventures, please let me know. Oh, something else you'd like to ask? The Abyss is the most formidable enemy in all of Teyvat. In the beginning, it took failure and tragedy to even begin to learn how to fight back. All of the methods you've seen in other nations were developed based on experience and insight passed down over generations. We know them to work, but it's the same for the method we use here in Natlan. Ever since ancient times, elemental energy has been one of our most reliable weapons against the Abyss. As for the principles behind it, I'm afraid you might have to seek answers from someone older than the position of Pyro Archon itself. Oh, something else you'd like to ask? That also comes down to the long-standing effects of the Abyss. Our people's survival is inextricably tied to the Wyab. But their power has its limits. They cannot offer our people the same degree of protection outside our borders. In fact, people who do decide to leave often suffer from memory loss and emotional issues. Everyone in Natlan understands this. That's why our people never leave without a good cause. Even if someone is left with no choice, the chief of their tribe must seek approval with the Wyab to grant them leave. And the Wyab have always been very strict about granting that approval, since extending protection beyond our borders means consuming power reserved for our fight against the Abyss. Still, there's no need to worry. The Wyab extend their protection to all within Natlan, including visitors from afar. Oh, something else you'd like?
you still feel... Nope, all better now. I bet you guys must...
Squall and Fury.
Right here!
Oh, looking for me?
All right, let's finish this fast.
Oh, looking for me? Haha, bring it! Show me what you got! Don't mind if I do!
nature. Behold! The wind rises.
Another chance to learn from you!
No need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a...
Have a load of this!
Strike a pop!
Shouldn't get careless.
Almost. As one with wind and cloud. The wind knows me.
Yes. This is it.
How brilliant! Ooh, what a pleasant surprise! Truly an extra slice of joy.
Squall and fury. Behold! Quit following me.
Let's hope you put up a good
Well. Here comes another.
Shockwave!
Let's roll!
Let's go, Twirly! The show begins!
Round 'em up!
Into the wind. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night, one with nature.
Who says there aren't benefits to a life of wandering?
Shower me with praise!
That was quick.
Who says there aren't benefits to a life of wandering?
Squall Fury!
Strike a pop! Let her rip!
Shouldn't get careless.
Into the wind.
Killjoy!
One with wind and cloud.
The wind knows me.
I miscalculated.
Brings a smile to my face.
Behold!
Right here!
Squall Fury! Too slow.
Jesus. Squall and Fury. Quit following me. Too slow. Fallen leaves, adorn my night, one with nature.
Clear the area! May I present?
Alright, let's finish this in
Echo and song! Yoo-hoo!
The wind knows me.
How brilliant!
Upon the gale. Search forth. Squall and Fury. Behold!
May I present?
Time to go. Time to go.
A fateful offering.
Time to go.
May I present?
The wind knows me. As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
Solidify!
What greater pleasure is there than the unexpected?
Overruled.
fury. The wind rises.
Word to the wall.
Let's finish this back.
The wind knows me.
Let her rip!
Fallen leaves. Adorn my nights, one with nature.
Down! Do you
Come on, show me your courage!
Oh, brilliant! Stop that! Shabam!
Clouds high. The birds call. Brings a smile. Into the wind.
Let her rip!
Fallen leaves. Adorn my nights. fury.
Need help organizing the loot? I'm an right here.
Behold!
Are you here to help find the baby Saurians?
And I'm Toba. You must be the helpers that we've been waiting for.
It's nice to meet you too, but we're just passing through. Oh, but Uncle Sanka said he was gonna send some of his friends over to help us. You sure he didn't mean you? Yeah, sorry. Whatever this is about, it sounds like you've got the wrong end of the stick. Wrong end of the stick?
Darn it! We've been tricked, Hoonie. I should have known that Glasses guy was a con artist.
What are we supposed to do about the baby saurians now? Time's running out. It's okay, Huni. Don't worry. Why don't you tell us what happened with these baby saurians, huh? There's been a lot of unrest in the tribe lately, and my dad's saurian got injured. Her name's Nana, and she has 3 little babies. After what happened to Nana, her babies were so scared that they ran off and hid. I'm really worried about them, so I decided to go look for them. If Nana is your dad's saurian, why isn't he the one looking for them? My dad's one of the elders, so he's busy getting ready for Turnfire Night. It's a really important ceremony, more important than this, anyway. I'm not supposed to be out here either, but I snuck out without telling him. I didn't think it would take very long, but then that guy we ran into made us tell him loads of stories, and it wasted so much time.
Yeah, he was so selfish. He doesn't have a heart.
It's alright, don't let him get to you. We're here now and we'll help you, because we care a lot, don't we, Traveler? They should be. I already managed to find their tracks, and it seems like they're hiding on the cliff. Really? Wow! Thank you so much, Mr. Traveler and Miss Paimon.
Awesome. You gotta be careful out on the cliffs, though. They're really steep. Even grown-ups have trouble climbing them.
Huni said the baby saurians are on the cliff, so let's find a way up. Well, if it isn't the gruesome twosome who wormed their way into our servant circle of friends. Still awestruck from the last time we met? Would that be why you hastily scrambled up here to pay your respects the moment you saw us? I suppose we can't blame you. Such is the spell that our Majesty casts on our minions. Very well. You heathens leave us no choice. The almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula-How, shall grant you the audience that you seek. Come, pucker up. You may now kiss our feet. Wait, aren't you like Kenichi's sidekick? What the heck are you going on about? You're somehow managing to be even more annoying than the last time we met. Silence! Who are you calling sidekick? We are the Dragon Supreme, sovereign ruler of the Nation of Flame. We shall have you know that last time, were it not for Kenichi's earnest pleading on your behalf, you would have received not a single word of mercy. Oh, come on. You talk big, but Kenichi clearly has you under lock and key. That's great, Sovereign, to you. You dare invite the wrath of the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula-How. You will burn in Turnfire for 1,000 years for your blasphemy. If you must know, our humble servant begged us to investigate an abyss incident near Hoytsidlan. Abyss incident? See this little lizard? Its mother, a medium-sized lizard, came under the influence of abyssal power. In her Yikes! So she was but a lowly bug fighting against the power of the abyss. such a fragile creature. Leaping from a... My dear anemic flying ant. As addled with questions as your head may be, please... Anemic flying ant! Just you wait. Two can play at the ugly nickname game. We sense a faint abyssal energy. An evil sorcerer must be lurking. Suspicious outlander. Ha! How dare you cast aspersions on your ruler, heathen! If you're not here to kiss my feet, then get out of my sight. Potty mouth on that guy! I'm on his furious! Still, good to know about the abyss threat, huh? Wasn't expecting that. Let's not get sidetracked. The show begins! Let the world come alive! Get back! Japan!
The wind knows me. The wind rises. Falling into the abyss.
Strike a pose!
One with nature. Never again.
Splendid! More interesting trinkets for me. Rain makes the soil all muddy and soft, so you've got to...
Wow, you're back already? That was...
I'm so glad that the babies are all right. Thank you both so much. You're welcome. Pizza cake! You're not from Natland, right? Because your clothes look different than ours. Hey, you must be tired after all that climbing.
Yeah, please come. I promise you'll get it.
By the sound of it, Glasses guy wasn't... Well, his clothes sure weren't. Really? Maybe he was the suspicious outlander that Ahau met. Sure, if you're interested. Oh, let me think. Oh, please, mister. I've told you so many stories already. When are you gonna help me find the baby Saurians?
Just one more story. One more, I swear. I heard that there was a huge transparent ball of fire that used to burn 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago.
Oh, you mean Turnfire. That's where the ancient name Molly...
Oh, wow. So...
There's a story behind every ancient name. The legend goes that the Turnfire first appeared in the era. Turnfire is different from normal fire. If you get set on fire with it, you'll feel horrible burning pain from behind.
Why?
As soon as you turn around. Poof!
Well, good golly gee. I mean, it's one thing to see.
Right? How nasty is it to burn someone from behind and not even let them turn around to look?
Yes, shocking behavior. Now...
Good guess, Uncle Glasses. Seems like you really know your stuff. The hero...
Yuponki was friends with Ochkon the Tyrant, and also Shibalanke, the first Pyro Archon. He was working as an ordnance officer for the Grand Alliance at the time. He didn't like how Ochkan was such a cruel tyrant. So, he stole the Turnfire and threw it at the Ochkan's army. The soldiers couldn't defend against it, and they all got turned to ash. And that's how our ancestors set our people free. But, just as he was about to leave the city...
But Ochkan wasn't there. All he saw was a city burned black.
A split second later, the flames he saw burst out from inside his eyes, and
all it took was a single glance.
The question is, was this the price he paid?
Nobody knows the answer. But the fire that consumed Yupanqui burned more fierce, and then... The
grown-ups say that it lights up the path that leads to them. It's like a final look back at your life.
Ah, a fine parable indeed.
I don't know.
Either way, I assume...
Sure has. It went to Burkina, the hero that...
Yeah, and now it belongs to Kinich. So we often call him Malipo Kinich.
Kinich, huh?
All right, Uncle Glasses, that's enough.
I would. Tell me more about this Kinich guy. One more story. No? Careful, Toba. You look dangerously close to cursing me out.
Uncle, you'd better not be trying to trick us.
How would it get me if I'm outside of Natlan?
Huh?
Wait. All right, kiddos. I'm a man of my word. Work them like dogs, okay? That's what they're here for. Don't go eat.
Really? Well, first...
We met at the foot of this cliff, so... beneath the peaks, let's go with...
Seriously?
If you don't believe me, turn around and see for yourself.
Huh? Where? Oh, wait! Uncle... Yeah, definitely a fishy kid.
Yeah, and not only that, but he betrayed...
All he got out of us was some stories, though. Traveler, maybe we should go tell Kinich... Huh? You know Kinich? Not very well, but we have met him.
Oh, man, I'm so jealous. I never even spoken to him.
Me neither. I don't think my dad really likes him, though. He always tells me to stay away from him. Oh, the creep who calls himself Kahul Ahau? Exactly. I don't know why Kinich part...
Uh-oh. Huni, look how late it is.
Oh, yikes. You're right. If there's anything you need...
We gotta run. Bye for now.
No need to fret. I shall...
Huni, what were you thinking, going out by yourself? Don't you know how dangerous it is?
It's okay. Toba helped me. And we met some kind strangers who helped us, and...
Kind strangers? What made you so sure they were so kind, huh? Oh, I suppose they had kind stranger written on their foreheads?
Yeah, actually, they did. In big, bold letters.
Don't talk back to me. The Mountain King problem still hasn't been solved. What would I do if I lost you too? No dinner for you tonight.
They were good people, Dad. Dinner or no dinner. Hello again, Huni. It's Miss Paimon and Mr. Traveler. Dad, it's them. They're the ones who helped me. And I promised we'd take care of them if they came to visit.
Oh, so you're the kind strangers. Well, I'm Trinidad. Apparently, you helped my daughter today, so if there's anything you need, just ask. As an elder of the Scions of the Canopy, I've got some influence around here. Now, I trust that you're sensible people who know better than to take advantage of their host's generosity. $1,000,000 Mora. At least you're a straight shooter. I can respect that much.
Dad, please! They're not bad people! They've eaten at the same table with Kanich before! Be nice to them!
Kanich? Wait! I heard that two mysterious travelers from a photo up at the Stadium of the Sacred Flame. Are they... you?
And Paimon's the other!
I do apologize. A lot's been going on in our tribe lately, and I suppose the pressure must be getting to me. I can't believe I was so rude to you. I feel ashamed. We got off on the wrong foot. Can we, start over?
Oh, now we're talking! Seriously, though, don't worry about it. Already forgotten. We're just happy to see Huni got home safe and sound.
Oh, you just arrived, I take it, and it would be my honor to give you a hero's welcome tonight.
Careful now, that's quite an about-face. We've heard that kind of thing can lead to spontaneous combustion around these parts.
My dear traveler, you are very perceptive indeed. Go inside now, Huni. Dad's got some important business to discuss.
Okay, look after Mr. Traveler and Miss Paimon. They're very special guests. Well, we'll hear you out, but we can't make any promises that we'll be able to help.
Well, this is a matter of utmost importance. Please, allow me to explain. For many years, our tribe has celebrated the Turnfire Night. It is a traditional ceremony among the Scions of the Canopy in which we remember our ancestor, Burkina, and his companion, Kangamato, the Mountain King. Burkina was a hero who bore the ancient name Malipo, and Kangamato was a powerful Yumkasor warrior. Together, they fought against the Abyss. They were victorious, but it came at a great cost. Burkina paid with his life. The Mountain King survived, but was contaminated by the Abyss, and he remains in hibernation to this day. Normally, Yumkasors never live longer than a century. It is possible that the Abyssal power is responsible for his unnaturally long lifespan. Oh, that's right. The Mountain King is a living symbol of our glory, but even this glory comes at a price. The abyssal power inside him is highly sensitive, and when it is disturbed, he awakens and flies into a blind rage, attacking anything that moves. So, besides the ceremony ceremony, another important part of Turnfire Night each year is cleansing the abyssal power inside the Mountain King so that he will remain sound asleep. However, Abyss-related incidents have been on the rise in that land lately, as I'm sure you're both aware. As a result, it has become increasingly difficult to keep the Mountain King in hibernation. Only 5 months have passed since the last Turnfire Night, and he's already showing signs of instability.
Has he woken up again?
He has. We managed to contain the situation by performing a makeshift ceremony right away, but it was a close call. He could reawaken at any moment. Also, he attacked and wounded my companion, Nana, during the ceremony. She became contaminated by the Abyss as a result, and...
We heard. Such a tragedy. We're really sorry for your loss.
Yes, and Nana wasn't the first. Anyway, right now we're preparing for an exceptional Turnfire Night ceremony, and we need to find a suitable flame bearer. From what I've heard about your adventures, I believe you would be perfect for the role. Of course. Plus, he's a bona fide hero who inherited the Malipo name.
Oh, you mean Kinich?
Yes, he's the one. A hero, worth his weight in gold. And unfortunately for us, he's all too aware of that. No prizes for guessing what he said when I asked him to host a Turnfire Night outside of the annual schedule. An exceptional ceremony? Oh, I'll have to charge an exceptional price. I swear, no other concept exists in that boy's brain. I'm not the one to usually talk about people behind their backs, but I'm convinced the Wyab got hit on the head and took a wrong turn the day it chose to give that ancient name to him. I mean, have you ever heard of a hero whose mantra is, "What's your asking price?" Oh, and don't get me started on that insufferable Ahau he hangs around with. Thinks he's God's gift to mankind. Pompous fool.
Yeah, Paimon has to agree on that last part.
Anyway, the fact is, the ceremony can just as easily be done without him as long as we can find someone else. And besides, you two seem like much better candidates. Wonderful! I can't thank you enough. Huni was right about you. You have kindness in your hearts. Come with me to the other side of the mountain. I'll bring you up to speed on each step of the ceremony. As experienced warriors, I'm sure you'll pick it up in no time.
Achoo! Curses! Who dares insult the great Kahul Ahau behind his back?
Oh, great Kahul Ahau, bless you.
Shut your filthy mouth, worm of the abyss! Your putrid words defile the air we breathe. You make the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahul Ahau, sick to the stomach!
Speaking as a member of the Abyss Order, that's music to my ears. Exactly the kind of reaction we're going for. But on a personal level, I gotta say, it's pretty hurtful.
Ugh, never have we heard such brazen blustering from someone who is inches from death! Up yours, Four Eyes! We spit in your face!
Okay, well, that I am at a loss to explain. How do I manage to stay so chirpy and cheerful? I can only guess it's some kind of powerful magic. But I digress. Mr. Kinich, I admit it, you, sir, are a legendary hunter. Still, the only reason you caught me is that I was reluctant to run away. You see, I'm very interested in the lore of your tribe.
Kay?
Is that it? Kay? Aren't you intrigued to know what it is about you guys that prompted a visit from the Abyss? It's the extreme sports! The other day, I narrowly avoided getting hit by a very brave soul who just leaped off a cliff. I think you call it bungee jumping? Anyway, I was very impressed. That is what I call embracing the spirit of adventure. Look, I even did a painting inspired by the bravery and freedom of the scions of the canopy.
You scum-sucking swine! I swear, if you go bungee jumping, it'll be without a rope! Head first off the tallest cliff, with a band of hunters on your tail, and nowhere left to run, and a bottomless cesspit waiting for you on the ground.
You say that, but I get the sense that Mr. Kinich isn't planning to take my life right now. On top of that, I'm tired of spying on you from afar. So why don't we just negotiate a comfortable operating distance that works for both of us? I've heard that the most important thing in human relationships is to respect each other's boundaries. What do you say, Mr. Kinich?
Or you could tell me what it is you're really after.
What?
And then I'll name my price.
The Abyss contamination is back. No surprises there. No doubt that explains the Mountain King's recent... See those torches over there? Those are the Sacred Flame offshoots that we requested.
Are you saying that the Sacred Flame and the
Well, for ceremonial purposes, at least. Sending someone to the Night Kingdom to retrieve the legendary Turnfire isn't exactly an option. More to the point, though.
Gotcha! So basically, we just need to clean up...
Well, that's one part of it, yes. First, the Flame Bearer must collect a kindling of the sacred flame from the starting. Then, they must go down into the canyon, all the way into the cave, where the most skilled Flame Bearers can accomplish all of this without touching the ground once.
Wow! He can do all that flying without ever falling to the ground? Well, of course, Paimon can!
Well, don't worry. It's not a requirement of... The Flame Bearer must always keep moving forward. You can't skip a pillar, then come back.
So, what actually happens if you do...
What
about today, then?
Oh, no. Don't worry. Today is just a practice. Are you ready? I'll repeat all...
Alright, let's use this kindling to complete our mission.
go. The wind knows me.
Here That should be all the braziers. Let's regroup with Trinidad.
I knew I was right about you. You have outperformed all of the other If there was an ancient name for outstanding flame bearers, I'm sure.
Yeah, although.
All right, now there's still a few days left until the ceremony, and I should probably get back so I can inform the chief and the other elders that I have found the flame bearer we need.
Oh, you mean they've still got to sign off on it?
Some of them are still hoping we can come to an agreement with Kanich, but that's only because they haven't seen you in action. Still, I'm the one responsible for securing a flame bearer, and my recommendation is you.
Just for Paimon's own peace of mind, are you sure it's not going to be a problem having Outlanders take on such an important role in your ceremony?
See that place over there? There was a time, long before the age of Burkina and the Mountain King, when we, Scions of the Canopy, called that our home. After a period of upheaval, our ancestors were forced to move away. Now, it has become a place where our youths go to develop courage and kindle a spirit of adventure. If we fail to keep the threat posed by the Mountain King at bay, it might not be long before we have to move again and find a new home. So, to answer your question, I think everyone will agree that you are the right choice.
Fair enough. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
I'll need you to drop by my place at some point before the ceremony, if that's all right. There are still a few final details that we need to discuss.
Okay, see you later then.
You have my gratitude.
We've helped out with a lot of other local festivals before, but this one feels...
I'll lead the way.
The pleasure is all mine.